Hello, beautiful humans. Thank you so much for jumping back on my channel and for being here. And yeah, like, it's so funny. I used to put so much pressure on myself of being like, I need to like have it all set up, and like I need to like jump on and like be feeling really good, until I got pulled up and someone was like, hey, yo, I miss seeing you on here. So can you start showing up a little bit more? So now I am committed to showing up whenever, however, whatever it looks like, and just being here. So I wanted to jump on and just have a quick chat about thoughts. Our thoughts are really controlling our life, and we have on average between 60 to 80,000 thoughts every day, and about 60% of those are the same thoughts from the day before. Pretty powerful in the way. And I know that so many people are like, oh my gosh, like I have like double that, I have like triple that, like but this is the average person. And so if you know, I know myself, like I'm not an average person, and I'm okay with that. But when it comes to the thoughts that we're having, is I work with so many people who come to me and the thoughts about themselves are that they're not good enough, and that they're not worthy, and that they're not appreciated, and they're feeling so much anger and so much hurt and so much pain, and that life in itself is, you know, that they're not doing okay. And they genuinely have this belief that they're broken. And I know that nobody is broken, and that we're all born into this world as a beautiful, lovable baby, and things have happened to us to shape a new belief system. But underneath it all, we are that precious, beautiful baby. And so when it comes to the thoughts that we're having, if we start to get ourselves into this, this choosing thought, choosing the thoughts that we want to have. And by this, I mean choosing the higher thought. So just say we have a thought about ourselves of, you know, we start dating somebody new, and we go, okay, well, what is it about me that, you know, they like? Like, I'm not really a likable person. When we start to have thoughts about that, that thought isn't really helpful, right? So it's our lower vibration thought that I'm not good enough, I'm not dateable, I'm not lovable, why is this person spending time with me? I'm not worthy of their time, they're too good for me. Instead, we want to choose the higher thought, right? What would we say to a girlfriend? What would we say to our younger version of ourselves? What would we say to ourselves if we were in the vibration of love? Like, ultimately, what would love do? And when we start to choose the higher thought, we go, actually, this person is really lucky to be dating me. I am an exceptional being. This person is, you know, like, what an opportunity to date me. I am lovable. There's so much evidence around me to prove that I am lovable. From my friends, from my family, from my animal, if you have a dog or a cat. And looking around for the evidence to prove to yourself that you are lovable, and then choosing that as your higher thought. And if you find it harder to go, okay, what's the higher thought? Because obviously we need to have the thought, we need to have the awareness that we've had the thought, and then we get to change it. And I call that TAC, TAC, thought awareness change. And so when we get into this, it's hard to choose the higher thought. Well, then what's the kinder thought? What is the thought that you would say to a friend? What is the thought that you would say to a stranger? What is the thought that you would say to a child, and choose that for yourself? Because you have the power. You are the only one thinking your thoughts. And yes, your external situations create then your internal reality. So if you're spending time with people who bring you down, or you're spending your time speaking to people who bring you down, or people that make you feel less than, then start choosing a different external reality, because then that will start to change your internal reality. And sometimes I know for myself, when I was in a really dark place, and I was waking up really early to go to a job that I started at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I am not a morning person. Catch that thought. Mornings are not my favorite time of the day. And I don't function best, and no, that's still limiting. I get to function better in the mornings. But on my drive to this job that I really didn't enjoy either, this is just like when we're in that lower vibration, right? Like we're going to attract things that are not in alignment with where we need to be. And so one of the very first things that I did was I started to listen to this song. It was like Feel Good Affirmations or something. It's on YouTube. I'll try and like link it in the comments. But and if I don't, comment and like remind me to do so. But it was this song about affirmations, and it had like a whistle in it, and it made me feel really good because my external reality was really heavy. My external reality had so much evidence that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't lovable, that I was not pretty enough, that I was too fat, that I was just all of these things, like everything. Like I had no self-worth. And it was just such a low point. So the one thing that shifted it was me consciously choosing to press play on this YouTube video that really changed everything, because I'd listened to it and then it became like repetition, and then I'd notice myself being out in public, and instead of having the thoughts that I wasn't good enough, I had the thoughts of how grateful I am to feel the sun upon my skin. And those affirmations, right? I like to call affirmation statements of truth, because they really are. They are statements of truth. And, you know, with my havening journey, my beautiful havening journey, so I am enough. 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 I am more than enough. I will always be more than enough. And I've said this to myself that many times that it is now outweighing every other thought that I've had. So remembering, choosing the higher thought, choosing it, have the thought. You're going to have the thought. The thought's going to be there, but then have the awareness about the thought, and then change the thought and choose the kind of thought. Thank you so much for jumping on. I really hope that you got something out of this video. And if you did, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Sending you so much love.